Real esoteric spirituality without all of the fluff, without all of the nonsense. This is the ThunderWizard.com YouTube channel. Click subscribe and then hit the little bell button so that you can be notified whenever I've uploaded a video or when I'm doing the live Q&A videos. Hello, Thunder Wizards. So, I want to respond. I'm going to go deeper into one of my recent videos about the law of attraction versus the law of manifestation. I shared with you how there was a very famous law of attraction teacher who targeted a video that I made talking about the missing elements of the law of attraction, and I quoted her, and she complained to YouTube, had my video taken down, and as a result my live streaming was taken away for 90 days. That then got me thinking, why would she do that? This is somebody who claims to be channeling. I've just been schooled that it's not a male being, but a bunch of other, so multiple beings. This woman claims to be channeling multiple other beings that takes the name of a man, and she uses that name for herself as well. And so it got me thinking, why would somebody who is channeling otherworldly beings feel so threatened by a relative nobody like me who's pointing out, hey, so-and-so says this about the law of attraction. Here's why that doesn't work. Here's why that is a destructive teaching. And at that time, I wasn't accusing her of fraud or anything. I was just simply saying, I don't know, but here's what I know when I look at it. I assume she's sincere. I now have a different opinion. I believe that she is not sincere. I believe that she is fraudulent. I believe that she knows that she's not channeling any other spiritual beings, and that this is a way for her to make money. I am accusing her of knowingly omitting certain things about the law of attraction and the law of manifestation in order to keep people dependent upon her so that she can continue to make millions of dollars off of people by continuing to give them half-truths. I believe also that it is my experience that people are far more afraid of success than failure. And one of the safest, and this again, I'm talking about myself, it takes one to know one, I've been there. It's a lot safer to stay in mediocrity than it is to be in actual major success. So I want to share with you a comment somebody left about one of my recent videos. I will not give out her name, but what she says I think is valuable, and I want to talk about it. I think that this is worthy of discussion, and I think you know, the questions that are raised are good questions, and we need to go much more deep into it to understand it. So she says, I won't say everything she says here. She says, I also agree that she has not carried her events to also include the law of manifestation, because I'm saying there's a difference between the law of attraction and the law of manifestation. You have to have both. She goes on to say, many have benefited from her teachings. Well, that is an assumption, which I would like to examine further. What does that benefit really look like, and what does it ultimately give you? So we're going to put that aside. That is her assumption. Many have benefited from her teachings. It may or may not be true. We'll come back to that. She says, so then she tells me some other things you don't need to know about. She says, she gives then a suggestion for me. This is really a criticism that she gives in a kind suggestion. She says, rather than having to put her down and say people have been lied to by her, it's possible that she has led the way for you to lead in the law of manifestation. I wish you kindness and great success. So, now, it's not an either or. That might very well be true as well. I'm not ignorant of that possibility. It's very possible that she could have been, whether, you know, here's the thing. Just because somebody is a fraud, no, that's just a possibility. Just because somebody may be a fraud does not mean the universe doesn't use them. A great example is Carlos Castaneda. He was an absolute fraud. Not only was he a fraud, he was an incredibly destructive person to the people underneath him. He ran a tight little cult, and he was very destructive and controlling. And he was an absolute fraud. It's been proven that the things that he said happened never happened, that he made that up because he wanted to be famous and rich and all that. Having said that, nobody could have written what he wrote. He was the only person that could have written that, and it was absolutely brilliantly channeled information. But it doesn't change the fact that he was a fraud. As a teacher, I believe that teachers have a responsibility. And, like I have on my channel here, I have some videos called The Naga Conspiracy. Now, I am telling you right out that a lot of the things that I say in the Naga Conspiracy didn't happen. I'm taking a lot of creative license. I'm creating a mythology. And I say in the beginning that's what I'm doing. People don't hear that, and then they write back and say, I've had that exact same thing happen, and they miss the part that I said, this is a mythology. This isn't literal truth. So I understand the value of creating non-literal teachings. But as a teacher, you have to be willing to own that. And I'm not going to stand behind that and claim something that didn't happen. In fact, I've worked very hard to let you know that I'm just a human being. So when I see somebody like this, not this person commenting, but the woman we're talking about, who claims to be a channel for multidimensional beings telling you this truth, and people year after year pay hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars, and she is a millionaire. And I've got nothing against her being a millionaire and being successful. I have a problem with her, number one, potentially lying to people, knowingly, willingly, fraudulently lying to people, and teaching things that are destructive. It's okay with me that teachers make mistakes, but I think it's important to point out when something is destructive. And what I've been saying is that the law of attraction, as it is being taught, which is just focus on your feelings, and when your feelings are good, you will attract that. Don't take any action. Just focus on your feelings. And I quoted her as saying, don't take action. I mean, I don't have it now because, again, I don't want her to shut me down or complain against me. But I quoted her verbatim where she said, not to take action until you felt good. And I'm here to tell you that is the worst thing that you can do. You have to take action regardless of your feelings. That the law of the 5 laws that I've written about for the Matrix, which is the universe responds to committed action. It doesn't respond every time you have a feeling. Feelings are only there to motivate you to take action. When your feelings are connected with your actions, then the law of attraction and the law of manifestation works every time. So let me take a look at what she says here. She says, many have benefited from her teaching. Now, I want all of you watching, if you're feeling the need to come on and make a comment, I welcome you to comment, but I want you to first ask yourself, why are you having a feeling? She obviously had a feeling about what I was saying. And she had a reaction to me saying, you've been lied to about the law of attraction. I didn't name any names. I am now. I mean, I'm inferring names now. I didn't name any names in that one. I said, you've been lied to when it comes to the law of attraction. And I said that these teachers are omitting part of the truth so that you'll keep coming back to them. And they'll make money off of you. And I'm saying that once you know the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, that you then don't have to keep paying these people who claim to channel Zohar from the planet, whatever. You don't need that in order to listen to what a teacher has to say. And it's incredibly destructive. Even that part. Let's just get to that part. I have been very clear. I believe in teachers channeling from their higher guides. I channel my teachers. That doesn't mean that I'm not the one teaching it. Every single person listening to me gets information from the other realms. But the thing is, they don't come, I absolutely, I mean, I'm not going to say 100% of the time, but I'm going to say 99% of the time, anybody who claims I am now channeling so-and-so, especially if they charge money to say I am channeling the god so-and-so, and then they attach money to that, I absolutely do not trust them. I'm okay with people, in private or in ceremonies or something like that, channeling whatever. That's different. But when you're coming on and I'm going to make a bunch of videos and I'm going to channel the god so-and-so or the being so-and-so, and you're going to pay me money, that is a huge red flag for me. And it's not because I don't believe that teachers shouldn't channel or don't channel. I'm telling you I do channel. But it doesn't mean that it's coming from some other, and I'm listening to a voice. Sometimes that happens, and I get it. You hear me, I go, I'm getting the feeling not to say this or to say this. But it means that it's going to come through you and your personality. And your responsibility is to take responsibility for that. Because if I come here and I say I'm channeling the entity Zohar from the reticuli neptum, that automatically puts me in a state of being superior to you. Because can you channel that being? No, you're coming to listen to me, not because I'm a human being, but because you want to hear some other being talking to you. And the truth of the matter is that this woman that we're talking about, who claims to channel these other entities and charges you a bunch of money to teach you what she says is the law of attraction, which is coming from them, she takes no responsibility for her message. And she is predating upon people who are so insecure that they can't trust anything unless it comes from some other dimension. But here's what I know from this I am going to say. I am speaking now in this moment on behalf of all higher masters. They never bring attention to themselves, ever. They will never come to you and say, tell them that I so-and-so am channeling through you. In fact, they will tell you to do the opposite. And in my experience, when spiritual teachers take that channeled information and start to use those kind of theatrics, those teachers leave, meaning those advanced teachers leave. They stop working through you because they absolutely, the ascended masters absolutely do not want personal, anything personally attributed for them, because it destroys what is happening. There are certain rules. One is that when you want something from somebody, you have to sacrifice. You have to either pay the plumber to come to you, you have to pay the doctor, you have to pay your teacher if you want something. You have to make sacrifices to the universe in order to, get things energetically. There are certain laws that have to happen. One of those laws is that the ascended masters never ever reveal themselves publicly, ever. And even if they have shown themselves to a teacher and said, here's this and here's that, if that teacher goes and then says, the being so-and-so came to me and said this, and I'm going to charge you money for that, that is absolutely, you will be given instruction never to reveal that. Any true teacher who's had those experiences will say, I can't talk about it. I am here to tell you that you have been lied to about the law of attraction. As you know, I recently put up a video talking about the missing elements of the law of attraction. And I used verbatim some of the teachings of perhaps the most popular law of attraction teacher out there. This is a woman who claims to channel a male entity, is extremely popular. She's extremely rich and successful, and people from all over the world keep coming back to her month after month, year after year, taking her seminars. And yet, the majority of those people are not able to instantly manifest their desires and their intentions. And the reason for that is because the law of attraction, as it is being taught, is only being given to you partially. Because if you understand that there is a law of attraction and a law of manifestation, and if you combine the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, it works every time. But they are withholding from you the true teachings about the law of manifestation and how you have to combine the law of manifestation with the law of attraction. When you have those two together, as I said, you are able every time to manifest your intentions and your desires. So why are they keeping you from the truth? It's very simple. Because if they give you the whole truth, then you don't have to keep going back to them and buying their books and going on cruises with them and buying their seminars. So I have discovered what the law of attraction is and what the law of manifestation is and how they work. These are ancient shamanic practices that have been practiced for tens of thousands of years by shamans who understand the nature of life force energy and how it works. I'm going to share this with you, and if you want to master this and not have to keep going back and buying books and paying for seminars, I am going to lay out exactly what all of this is. If you want to keep going back to them, I'm happy for that too. I mean, I think it's great to spend money going to teachers, and I think it's great to go and spend money to work with mentors. I have a mentor that I work with, so I have nothing against that. So there's nothing wrong with getting together with people and going on cruises and having these seminars and feeling good and focusing on some of the aspects of the law of attraction. But if you don't want to be addicted to that, if you don't want to be dependent upon some other being from some other plane telling you what the truth is, you can master this on your own. You don't need them. Once you understand how this works, you can do it yourself. So I am offering a course in Mastery of Manifestation. To get started with that, go to thunderwizard.com, scroll down on the right, you will see Manifestation Mastery Course. Now, for those of you who are already signed up as a Thunder Wizard subscriber, then you can have a choice between just focusing on the Shamanism Mastery course, which if you really study that, you will find out where the law of attraction is and the law of manifestation, and you will be able to put those two together. But if you want to cut to the chase and get Mastery of Manifestation along with the Mastery of the Shamanism course, then you want to sign up for the Manifestation Mastery course. So that's my announcement. Keep your eyes open. I'm going to be uploading a lot of videos both here and onto the Patreon site. And just keep your eyes peeled because this is just the beginning. All right, talk to you soon. You know, there are things that I say I can't talk about where that came from because I'm not allowed to. So whenever somebody says, I channel the being so-and-so, and every month on this time come and pay X amount of money and I'm going to channel this person, I don't believe that person. Now, I gave this teacher the benefit of the doubt. What proved to me that she's a fraud, not that everything she says is false or that she hasn't received information or intuited information, or that she doesn't have, something of value to say at sometimes, but that this whole thing of her channeling such and such information and this being coming from the so-and-so, what proved to me that she's a fraud in that is when she felt the need to attack my video and have it taken down because she obviously felt it was a threat. And what could possibly be threatening to her about some nobody like me who's simply trying to analyze what she says? Because it was a direct threat. I did not accuse her of being a fraud in terms of channeling. What I accused her of in that first video was that she wasn't telling all the truth, either because she didn't know or she, wanted to, who knows what. But now it's clear, because if what I'm saying is true, that the law of attraction cannot function without the law of manifestation, and what you are being taught is only part of the truth, and that is done on purpose. If that wasn't true, she wouldn't come after me. because she'd have nothing to prove. Right? I mean, you're channeling the being Zohar from such and such reticuli, or the beings called such and such. If that's really happening, trust me, I'm the last person that you're going to be worried about. And you're not going to be trolling the internet looking for people who are, saying bad things about you. I can guarantee you that those beings would say, just leave it alone. He's just a human being, just leave it alone. It's going to make you look bad if you try and defend yourself. So, I'm not absolutely convinced that many have benefited from her teachings. I think many people, as I have said, have gotten good, happy, feel-good feelings from going to her and having her say, just focus on the positive, and as long as you're focused on the positive, then positive things will come to you. This is why people keep coming back to her, because they're addicted to that feel-good, what somebody called hopium. H-O-P-I-U-M. I didn't make that up, but it's brilliant. Hopium. And it only keeps you at that level where you only get part of it. But the truth of the matter is, how many of those people who keep going back to her seminars, how many of those people are actually able to go home and actually manifest everything that they want in their life and have all of the success and the love and the money? If that were true, a lot of them wouldn't keep coming back. Some of them might keep coming back just because they enjoy the people that they've met and they enjoy her. But people are coming back because, let's face it, they're coming back because they hope that the being Zohar is going to magically touch them and give them the magical feeling so that they can manifest. It's a way of escaping their problems. It's a way of not facing their unconscious resistance. And as you know, I have taught that if you want to master the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, it is impossible for you to master that without having to face a lot of your resistance. Some people are going to go through far more difficulty than others. And again, it is far more frightening to be successful than it is to be a failure. And that's why people stay in that middle ground, that mediocre ground of feeling good and getting some things, but never enough, and always there's something missing. I need to go get my fix of Zohar. Right? So, and she goes on to say, rather than having to put her down and say people have been lied to by her, it's possible she has led the way for you to lead in the law of manifestation. Great. That's not going to change the fact that I'm not going to not focus on the truth of things. Just like I talk about Castaneda. Castaneda was brilliant, and a lot of my teachings come directly out of Castaneda. But he was an absolute fraud and very destructive. I'm not going to not point out the destructiveness in somebody else's teaching just because the universe has used her to lead her into me coming and sharing this. I'm not going to leave that out. Teachers have a responsibility. And when a teacher is not living up to their responsibility of being constructive with their students, I'm going to point it out. I'm not going to hold back on that. And then she goes on to say, rather than put her down, in other words, that I should just leave it alone. Well, there might be something to that. I may decide to stop on this. The truth is I didn't get motivated to do it until I saw how desperate she was to shut down the message I was giving. And that made me think, people need to know. People need to know they're being manipulated. Maybe she's not doing it consciously. Let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's just a teacher just like me, and she's doing her best. I'm here to say that there's something, there's a blind spot. And she is allowing herself to be manipulated by her own students. Now, here's the truth about teachers. Any true teacher who actually does channel information from the universe, whether they say they're channeling or not, a true teacher is always channeling information. A true teacher has a responsibility to treat their students in a way that is only helpful for them. Now, there are some rules, and these rules are followed by psychologists. Psychologists are shamans, whether you like it or not. That's why they follow certain rules. One of them is they always get paid. because there has to be an equal exchange of energy. You have to sacrifice something in order to get spiritual teaching. That is a law. That is a spiritual law. Everybody out there looking for teachers to teach you for free, you're looking to be manipulated. The teachers who will teach you for free, unless they're, working at a soup kitchen or something, if they're, standing around and everybody loves them, they will manipulate you. They're looking to create a cult. They're looking on some level to manipulate you. If they don't require that you pay something. The other thing is that you're looking for somebody to teach you for free, not because you're looking for a teacher, you're looking for mom and dad. You didn't get enough love from mom and dad. A teacher is not the appropriate place. If you truly want to learn, you have to sacrifice something. You have to give some tobacco, give a skin, give some money. You have to do something. That is a rule. Second rule is that teachers cannot teach if they have an emotional agenda. And if somebody is wanting to be worshipped or adored because I'm channeling so-and-so and they want to lift themselves up above others and use that for their fame, they have an agenda. They want something from you. They want this clear, because my first video was not directly but indirectly saying that she was not legitimately a channel. And that obviously struck a chord with her to the point where she had to get me shut down. So I'm not going to, back away from that. Now, I've gone out of my way to tell you I am a human being and I make all kinds of mistakes. Maybe I'll change my mind and at some point I'll back off and maybe I won't mention her anymore. But I think she's a good example. And I think it's really important because as we enter the Aquarian age, what is going to happen is that people are going to have to be their own gurus, which means teachers like this woman who claim to put themselves on a pedestal because I channel the beings so-and-so. Those people are going to lose. The universe is going to slowly take away their authority and take away their platforms. That was the Piscean age. Piscean age was all about gurus, which is why Jesus is the god of the Piscean age. Piscean means fish. Fish is the symbol for Jesus. The Aquarian age is the age of the self-empowered individual who is their own guru and works cooperatively with others. So it's time to make a shift anyway. That might, maybe she's right. Maybe because she puts herself on a pedestal as somebody who channels beings, she's going from the Piscean vibration, which is only going to give you part of the truth. And the Piscean age was about those who have and those who don't. And the Aquarian age is about the masses all coming together and rising up, overthrowing the elites, and becoming a collective, cooperative, functioning, equal society. And I've been promoting that from the beginning. That's why I create teachers, not students. I want to give you the truth so you can walk away and be your own guru. I teach only because I have to. I teach because I need to make money. And number two, it's just a fact that some people need to continue to keep coming back. It takes them a while. They need a mentor. So I keep doing it. But the truth is I wish I could just make one video and walk away and never have to teach people. That's how lazy I am. But that's not my orlog at the moment. I'm working towards that. Someday I will be an effective enough teacher where I won't have to have people keep coming back and learn from me. That's my goal anyway. So I strongly recommend that you go to, and now all the people who want to be taught for free, who have mommy and daddy issues and feel entitled and don't understand the law of equal exchange of energy are going to get upset when I say, go to thunderwizard.com and click on the Manifestation Mastery course, because we're going to get into this. And I promise you, I will do everything in my power to give you all of the tools so that you never have to go back to another manifestation teacher in your life. That's my goal. All right. Talk to you later. Oh, by the way, please subscribe and click on the bell button so that you'll be notified every time that I have a video comes up. Also, go to this link here so that you can enjoy the live question and answer videos. If you want to learn about all my books and my DVDs, you want to find out all the courses that I teach, then go to courses.thunderwizard.com. If you think that I should stay on this channel, and if you think I should be telling the truth, if you think that I should stand up to these billionaire gurus who are trying to silence me from telling the truth, then I want you to go here, thunderwizard.com, and subscribe